Hello and welcome back to Dragon Quest Wall Tutorials. I am CoECZ, and in this video I want to do a weapon breakdown of the latest weapon. So that is actually going to be found right over here on my Archmage. So this is going to be the Blufiore. So I actually have actually used this weapon in a previous video against the latest mega monster, so Glaucos Evil. So this weapon actually does go in. So even outside of that video, I have used this particular weapon and it can do a lot of damage, especially when you get multicast and also echoes. So I actually want to go ahead and break down this weapon. So over here you're going to see its basic stats. In terms of power, so it's going to have a magic power of 120, healing power of 19, attack power of 67. Then over here, in terms of leveling it up, at level 1, you're going to get +5 to magic power if this is equipped on an Archmage. You're going to get also at level 1 +5% to your spell crit rate. At level 30, you're going to get +5% damage to aquatic type enemies. Level 35, +5% damage to beasts. Level 40, +12% to your max MP if you have expertise with this weapon. And then at level 45, +12 to your magic power, again if you have expertise with this weapon. So I now want to go over the abilities that you have for this particular weapon. So this is actually going to be quite good, and possibly I believe I might, for the showcasing Petite Mandante, I might actually go into a mega monster battle for that. But now I just want to go into a regular battle. Okay, so here we go with this particular battle. So over here on the actual Archmage, you're going to actually see two different buffs, or three buffs, but I want to focus one on the middle one and also the one on the right. So the first one that I actually want to go over one is going to be the one in the middle with a sword and also the Gira mark. So this is going to be I ki nari Samer Force, so sudden Summer Force. This is going to cost 10 MP. What this does is at the start of the battle, the wielder either gets the Zaba Attribute Damage Plus or the Gira Attribute Damage Plus special effect, depending on which attribute they have a higher value with. This is going to last 4 turns. So in this case, I have the Gira mark, so I'm going to be using Gira based spell damage. After that, the mark on the right, that's going to be called Mana Charge. With Mana Charge, this is going to cost 2% of your max MP, and it gives the wielder Mana Level 1, which, depending on the level, the chances of a super critical spell crit occurring, its power and also MP recovery increases, but skill MP consumption also increases. So this is going to last 2 turns. Okay, so now that I'm at my Archmage, I want to go over some of the actual abilities. Though the first one I'm actually probably not going to actually use in this case. This is actually just going to be Summer Force. So Summer Force is going to cost 15 MP. Again, pretty much just like the sudden activation ability, grants the wielder either Zaba Attribute Damage Plus or Gira Attribute Damage Plus special effect, depending on which attribute they have a higher value with. I don't actually need to put this on, but that's pretty much what it does. But since I have the effect on, I'm not actually going to use it, so I'm actually going to go ahead and use a different ability. So that ability is going to be this one right here. This is going to be Blind Shot Kai. So Blind Shot Kai, this is going to cost 47 MP. So with this, combining both attack and magic power, this does about 245% Dorma physical technique damage to all enemies with a chance of inflicting illusion. So something that I want to actually go back to about Summer Force. It actually is 15. Since my mana level is actually 1, the consumption, MP cost consumption actually has increased. But here, going to go ahead and use the effects of Blind Shot Kai. Okay, so in this case, the Rotting Corpse on the left actually has illusion, has been inflicted with illusion, so that's going to be that there. Okay, so now I want to go over the next ability, which is going to be this one right here. This is going to be Seishin Toitsu, which is going to be Spiritual Unity. With this is going to cost 10% of the character's max MP. What it does, it increases the activation rate of specific class traits that are activated when using skills, and the wielder recovers MP at the start of their action. This can only be used once per battle, so pretty much this has a similar effect of the Book of Heaton, in which it increases the chances of me getting an echo. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so again, back at my Archmage. So now what I want to do is actually use its final ability. That is going to be Pichi Madante, or in this case, Petite Madante. So this is going to cost 20% of their max MP. So this does spell damage to one enemy with power proportional to MP consumed, which cannot be reflected and places the Misfortune spell debuff. In addition, when a spell crit occurs, it becomes a super spell crit and increases mana level by 1. So pretty much the more MP that you have used in a battle, the more damage this event spell is actually going to do. So that's actually quite devastating. So here I'm actually going to go ahead and try this on this Rotting Corpse on the right. So spell crit and 29,000 damage and increase to mana level. And there got an echo. There 32,000 damage. Okay, so here I have a situation where I actually have my magic power increase, attack power increase to 3. So I'm now going to activate Chant of Magical Echoes and hopefully can get some pretty good damage. We'll see what happens here. So here I did get a spell crit. And not as much damage as I would have hoped, but still actually not bad. So 33,000 then 96,000. Okay, good. So there you saw the two attacks that I did there. One was for 180,000, the other one was for 200,000. So yeah, so that's the type of damage that you're going to see when this weapon is actually in its prime. Though I didn't get any multicast, but that still worked out well. Okay, so that is going to be the Blufiore. So as you saw from that last battle that I had with Glaucos Evil, this weapon can actually do a lot of damage, and I didn't even have a multicast. So this can actually do a whole lot more that I wasn't actually able to show in this video, but I actually have had experiences in battles where I actually have gotten pretty much with 4 spell attacks, close to, I would say, 800,000 damage with 4 attacks. So definitely this weapon does go in. So I want to actually go ahead and break this down. So in terms of sudden activation abilities, I'm going to give this a 4. So Summer Force, pretty much giving you either increased Gira or Zaba damage. That's definitely important, especially for this battle, since Glacos Evil is weak to both of those particular attributes. In this case, I'm using Gira. Then in terms of mana charge, that actually works out well as well. So that actually gives you a increase to your spell crit rate, which is actually quite helpful in a battle. So that's definitely something that you want to have with this particular weapon. Then besides that, here in an actual field battle, this actually does not do well at all. So I would say that the only thing that would actually give it a reprieve in an actual field battle is going to be Blind Shot Kai. That's the only viable ability that you would use, as it can do damage to all enemies, but it's still not that great. So in terms of a field battle, I would say give this a 2. Metal enemies, this actually does not do any damage whatsoever to metal enemies, so I'm going to have to give it a 1, but it does have its best feature for this is going to be boss battles, which is going to have a 5. So with boss battles, as you saw with Glacos Evil, I did a whole lot of damage to the enemy, so that's going to be where this weapon shines. So going to do that high amount of damage to take out an enemy quite quickly. So with this particular weapon, aquatic type enemies and also beasts, this weapon is going to probably be best for one of those type of enemies. So definitely for a boss battle, this is going to be definitely very useful. So in terms of future use, again, this will be, I would give it a 4. So definitely I would use this in battles, like I said, either with an aquatic or a beast that is going to be weak to Zaba or Gira. So this can actually be quite useful, probably could save you in a battle quite a bit. I haven't tried this really in a Hokora, but this could possibly one-shot a Hokora ruler. I would probably try to do that sometime in the future to see if that actually works. So yeah, so this weapon is actually I actually really do enjoy this particular weapon, though it doesn't have a high score as other weapons from this year, but this weapon actually does have a purpose for the game. So definitely you want to use this in a boss type battle, and you will see me use this in the future. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So for my next video, I'm going to actually be doing the high difficulty quest for the summer event, so please stay tuned for that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you would like to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.